I know why I have an addiction to sugar. You know why? Because of the music. I started with the Archies when I was 3 years old, sitting just like this under the jukebox while my dad was at the bar and kept telling him to play C2, C2, Sugar, Sugar by the Archies. Then when I got older, Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me. That's my Cat Wilbur, his favorite song. And we dance to it because he likes to lay on my head, and I always say he's given me sugar. So, Wilbur's favorite song. And then in the middle of all this, we had MTV, and we used to have the video Van Halen, David Lee Roth, singing Jump. And my daughter would sit right here in her playpen and she would dance like this, hold on to the sides, and she would dance to Jump by Van Halen. So when I was watching Harry Potter yesterday, I was on my bed and the song Jump came to me because I was reading about the jump we're taking with the portal. And I was reading and listening and studying. And I just took the camera and just flipped whatever was on TV because I wanted that song. And if you watch that video, it's wild because at that exact time, the monster was screaming the same as David Lee Roth, Jump, to Harry Potter. I can't make this shit up. It is unbelievable. Then I'm watching Steve from Steve's Love Tarot, and he's showing a picture of a fox on a card, and it looks exactly like my legs. I have a cat laying on my legs, and it looked exactly like that. So I sent that to him. And now today I did pour some sugar on me, and when they said red light, it was the red crystal ball saying sense of humor with St. Michael. I mean, you just can't, the synchronicities in my life are just one after the other. So if you were to watch my videos, if you were to watch this stuff without me explaining it, you would say she definitely scripts good. And none of it's scripted by me. I just listen and do. So wild. Okay? So if you watch the last few videos, it's just amazing. Okay, we are going to go over the cards. And I have my Fire Horse Orange on. Orange is also lots of arrest. I call them E-rest, but it's actually called arrest. Still having problems talking. Only been up since, 2 hours. Okay. It poured out last night, but no thunder, so everybody didn't freak out. It was just a lot of water. And in California, our trees and plants need it. So that's good. They're happy about that. It makes snow in the mountains, I guess. So I'm going to go over the cards with you. I'm going to take you around here. But I'm going to go over the last one first. So the last one is having confidence. Okay? And that's what the moral of the story is. Okay? The moral of the story is to confidence. Keep your eye on the intention. Both of them are green crystal balls. So I'm going to relate that to your abundance, your targeted intention. Then your spirituality is the purpose, and that's just saying to ask Archangel Michael for more help. Faith, yes, you're on the right track. That's my faith crystal ball. Then we have the sense of humor. Red light, green light. Okay. Then we have innocence. You've done nothing wrong, so go forward fearlessly. And this is an earthly crystal ball and a spiritual faith crystal ball. And then we have, you created the situation and you have the power to change it, to create the power to change it. Yeah. Now, when I looked at this card, I saw the word cheated. So you might have cheated on somebody and you have to fix the situation by leaving or making up or whatever you're doing. And I also got off this card that somebody may have cheated you. But St. Michael's saying that you hold the brush. You just redo your soul contract. It's really not that hard. And then the person that you're asking about is trustworthy. So maybe you're thinking about going forward with your 5D and higher and leaving this past behind, which I'm hoping that you do because that's how I'm feeling it. Then we have, because you want equal give and take, not somebody that's cheating on you. You want equal give and take. And you want lots of love. So that's the King of Cups. Your 9 Pentacles, you want to go towards your abundance. And Queen of Cups. Wow. So look at that. The Queen and the King of Cups. Equal give and take with your 9 Pentacles. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, and then you've got your 10 of Cups. Elizabeth and Zechariah with John the Baptist. It's a 10 card. I do have to bring this up since that's the card. I don't know if you guys checked out the story, the real story about John the Baptist. If you did, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. But all is not what it seems. And last night, I put an end to a lot of those cords. We'll leave it like that. Because we're shedding the old. We're shedding the old skin. And back to this. I have the brush. I can make my own soul contract. I'm going forward with my 5D assignment, and I'm leaving the past where old stuff is shedding. And this is it. This was my big chapter, John the Baptist. For those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't know, it's not really important. What I'm trying to explain to you is that we need to go towards our King and Queen of Cups, our equal give and take, and our new abundance. And the card that was flipping around is the 5 of Candles, and that's what we're getting rid of. Remember, I said we're getting rid of the disappointment. That's Joseph with his brothers being sold into slavery. It's kind of like with the story about John. You forgive, you lessons learned, and you move forward. Okay? And when you move forward, you got the 4 of Cups as the outcome. And that's the story of Jonah's anger. So between the jealousy and the anger, they have to go. And we have to get back into love, abundance, equal give and take. You're innocent. You didn't do anything wrong. You have to remember that. So go forward fearlessly. Keep your sense of humor. Have confidence. You're on the right path. Ask St. Michael to help you. Keep your eye on the targeted intention. Okay, so that was that shorts. That was a good one. Then I want to go in here and randomly do the one for jump. Underneath the uniqueness of that video and of me doing that video, right? That was wild. I just pushed the TV button because I wanted something on the video. Because I wanted that song, Jump, for the portal. And if that wasn't a trip, you can see I just pushed the video when you saw the caption on the bottom. I just hit play. And you couldn't have got a better one. with a monster telling Harry Potter to jump as David Lee Roth is singing it. Unbelievable. 15 seconds of absolute wildness. Okay, and that's the divine feminine doing it. And that's that forbidden knowledge coming out. That's that magic power, the magician. That's taking that new leap of faith. That's your destiny. That's your 9 pentacles. Look at that. There's Phlegm. The 9 of Pentacles. Hi, Phlegm. And there's Steve. Hi, Steve. Okay, that's that. Okay, now we're going to go in and do the sugar card, which I had the betrayal and the lies are coming out. Now we're going backwards. We're doing the first video last because what I said I did last night was I took care of closing out of that chapter. I cleansed, I manifested, I healed, I used my one-eyed Jack, my Knight of Truth, and I put it into action. I made a lot of tower moments and sudden changes and destruction in Astro. Yes, I did. I put an end to the players and the third-party karmics. You know, this is not only in physical, this is also in astro. We've got a Leo sign, Aries, Sagittarius, fire sign. Okay, and then the Ace of Cups was the outcome, the same as you just saw the Queen in the Cups is the outcome. So you want your heart chakra open, you want the old gone, you want to stay in creativity and everything new. You want to go with things that are new. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a fresh reading here. I'm going to put you guys back over here. Okay, we're going to do a fresh reading. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Light Seer and the Rider-Waite. And we're going to just pull a few cards here, okay? Yeah, that was just amazing. That's why I tell you to just be you and just do whatever. I mean, I couldn't have, I would have, and that all took, you know, like a half a minute. It doesn't take me long to do this stuff. And it's just, when I just let the spirit run the show, I don't care how anything looks. Like even with the crystal balls, I just put the cards up on the crystal balls and I hit play. Well, you saw how it went to red light and there was the red crystal ball, right? It's just all of these synchronicities. If you can just go through life watching them all, it's amazing. They're all day long telling you you're on the right track. We even got that card. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. If you're listening to me daily, you're on the right track. You are. It's when you decide, oh, I don't need to listen to that shit attitude is where you go off track. Okay? 10 of Pentacles. There you go. You saw me shuffle them. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. So this is very good, right? All those pentacles, all that abundance. I'm drawn to him sitting there with all them cups above his head. And his hands are like this, saying, I finally did it. I finally got my head out of my ass. That's what I'm hearing. A lot of hard work. 7 of Wands. A lot of hard work. I'm drawn to his muscular shape. And everything's changing. And I'm drawn to the orange scarf. Yep. That's just exactly like my shirt. Exactly. Everything's changing. And then I'm drawn to where my fingers are. It looks like angels on my fingers. Angels down here. I got all kinds of angels around me. Wheel of Fortune. Everything's changing. And there's that shirt. Looks exactly like it. Okay, that's from that deck. Then we're going to go ahead and shuffle this, what do we got here? Lightseer deck. We'll see what that has to say. Knight of Wands. Look at all the orange. And I was just messing with my hair, and look at her hair and the orange. And in the back is the horse, and it is Fire Horse Day. You couldn't get a better card than that. This could be a picture. Look at that. Knight of Wands. Very emotional. Two of Cups. Soul contract. This is it. We're starting that last major soul contract. And I really don't want to rewrite it, and I don't believe I'm going to have to, because the past is gone. 8 of Cups. Last night was a big one. I totally finished whatever I had to finish with that chapter, and then it repeats itself right back to I'm getting the King of Cups. And magically, he has the same shirt on. And he has the same necklace on. Look at that. You just can't make this shit up, can you? If you tried. And he's the King of Swords. So between your 9 of Pentacles with phlegm and the King of Swords, and there's the birdie on top. Those are my ravens. Don't get better than that. I'm also drawn to the owl down here. We just had the owl on the thumbnail. King of Swords is all about truth. And then we're right back to the Tower card where we left yesterday. We ended with the Tower card, if I remember correctly, somewhere. And we're going to end there again, because towers are sudden changes. Towers are what they're saying about this portal energy. They're saying, read up on the portal, read up on the Ring of Fire. For those of you that know, you know. I'm not here to tell you about all that stuff. That's too deep for me. I'm just an energy tarot reader, channeling from Astro. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.